This video is brought to you by Ageless Geeks.
Cowabunga dudes and dudettes, this is Anthony, aka Batbomb82, and today I'll be doing a review of the G.I. Joe Classified Series Deluxe Snake Eyes. Now, I cannot begin to describe how excited I am to check this out with you guys, as this is an action figure I've been waiting for so many years, and we finally have it in hand, and I am so stoked to add it to the collection. But before I take a closer look at the actual figure, I want to take a closer look at the packaging. Alright guys, so before I crack this thing open, I really want to take a closer look at this packaging. This box is pretty huge. Obviously for a 6-inch figure, I mean this thing looks like it could fit a 12-inch figure, but of course this is a big deluxe edition, so super happy to have this. And to be honest, this has been something I have been waiting so many years for, because I always said if I really get back into collecting G.I. Joe, it's only going to be until they make some 6-inch figures, and Hasbro finally gave that to us. I cannot begin to describe how happy I am about this, because I love G.I. Joe as a kid. I used to carry around a tote bag full of G.I. Joe toys and accessories, you know, play up and down the streets with all my friends who collected G.I. Joes. I mean, I loved them so much. Now I feel like I finally have a collector line for me personally, because I'm a 6-inch collector. But this thing is insane, man. So we got the G.I. Joe classified wording right there. This really cool artwork on the back of that. So you can kind of see that right there. Turn it to the side and the back like this. And we get the same thing, G.I. Joe classified, with more of that artwork back there. So that's really, really cool. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to slide this off, because this is just on a slip cover like that. And then we could see more of this right here. This is that same artwork, but you can see this is more like in this embossed imagery with the wolf right there and the dragon like that. We got this cool kanji. I'm not sure what that says. Maybe it says Snake Eyes, maybe it says G.I. Joe. I'm not really sure, but that's really cool too. We can actually turn this around and see more of that same embossed imagery. I mean, this thing is impressive looking. So what we do here, we can actually, if I can get this off, okay, this is going to be a little tricky here, but let me see here. So I could probably slide this right here ever so carefully, pop that lid off like so. All right, got it. Did it like this. Take the lid off right there, and then we can see the first thing that we see in there is this really cool art print of that same artwork that we see on the actual box itself. This looks incredible, man. This is done beautifully. You got the what is it, the Rashikage logo, is that how you pronounce it? Anyways, but that wolf, the dragon head, I love the dual cross swords. You got Snake Eyes sword right here and Storm Shadow's sword right there. Got a dragon and a serpent on this side. I mean, this is really, really cool, and it's a really done like almost like on scroll type paper, so that's actually a really cool piece to display as well. I love that. So if we take this out the way, we can actually see what we get inside of this, like so. So there's our figure in this box right so. It's gonna be more like a standard box like that. But we look over here, we see all the bonus accessories that we do get, the foam inserts and all the different extra weapons, the rack right here. But this is really cool too. We can pull this out like that, and we can take a closer look at the actual packaging right here. So there's our figure. I'm pretty sure this box itself is going to be unique to this too. The standard, because this will be a standard release at some point too. I'm not sure about accessories and whatnot, but I'm pretty sure this packaging with the flat black and that metallic silver. You see all the artwork back here, some other characters, and you can kind of tell what the designs are going to look like of future figures. So that's really cool. That Cobra Commander, that Baroness, dude. Oh my god, I love this. Got that more kanji on the side right there, so that's gonna be really cool too, man. I am so happy for this. You guys don't even understand. Like, I am super happy with this. So now, with all the packaging out of the way, let's go ahead and crack this figure open and see what we have inside. And here's Snake Eyes out of the box. And man, I cannot believe we're finally getting 6-inch Joes. That is something I've always wanted, and here he is. Snake Eyes is incredible, and I'm so stoked to add him to the collection. But before we take a closer look at the actual figure, I want to run down his accessories. So Deluxe Snake Eyes does come with a ton of accessories. Starting off, we get a weapons rack, his sword with a sheath, a double-bladed bow staff, a backpack, a pistol, a silencer, his Uzi, a 3-handed sword, a ninja sword, 2 hatchets, a knife, 2 scythes, 2 sickles, and 4 interchangeable hands. So with the accessories out of the way, let's take a closer look at the G.I. Joe Classified Series Snake Eyes. Alright guys, here we are. We finally have a 6-inch scale G.I. Joe figure and Snake Eyes. A lot of people's favorite character, personally one of my favorite characters, and this is kind of weird to say, but I think I'm in love with this toy. I think it is one of the most perfect action figures I have ever had. Now, I'm sure there are going to be some QC issues here and there for some different people and whatnot, but for me, I love mine. This thing is insane, dude. It's just crazy how we're actually finally getting 6-inch Joes. And again, this is one thing I've always said. Once they make 6-inch Joe figures, I'm totally collecting Joes again, and here we are. And man, this looks insane. But if we look closely, the helmet looks really, really good. I dig the silver paint there. I have a little bit of like a missing paint on the helmet. You can kind of see there's a little white spot right there. That's like the biggest blemish I've seen so far on this figure. But everything else looks really nice. The bodysuit itself, he's got this bandolier right here with grenades on it. It looks really, really cool. You know, when I first saw proto images, I kind of thought this whole thing was just going to be straight up black, but you can kind of tell where it's like black, there's like more glossy black with like this like brownish, grayish brown hue to these like straps and things like his pants. All look really good. He got the symbol right there on his belt buckle. This looks so good, dude. Even like the hand knuckles are painted like that. All the silver on the straps and the buckles and things like so. We get this really cool gunmetal for his knee pads. I mean, dude, they did such a killer job with this. The boots look fantastic. Peg holes on the bottom of the feet like that. You can see all of this right here. Let me take this off real quick. Like that. So that looks awesome, dude. I love this. See some Snake Eyes butt back there. A holster for his little sheath. Holster for his pistol right there. I mean, dude, this looks so freaking good, man. You can actually take this off if you want to. So if you don't want the little bandolier on there like that, you can still have them like that. I think that looks good too, but man, I love this design. Now, I know not everybody is sold on the designs that Hasbro is doing, because it's kind of like this, kind of almost like a modern kind of mishmash take of like classic figures while doing their own thing. I personally really enjoy it. But you can tell this particular Snake Eyes is like an amalgamation of like different Snake Eyes versions throughout the years, which I'm totally cool with because I just think he's so freaking rad, man. Oh my god, I absolutely love everything about this. I have been playing with this guy nonstop since I got him in the mail, and I am extremely happy with this, and I just cannot wait to check out more Joe figures from Hasbro because, oh my god, like, I'm going to be gushing over this figure a lot for a long time to come, and I can already tell he's going to be a contender for top 10 figures of 2020, because I am just super impressed with this. Okay, so let's talk accessories here. Now, this is a deluxe version of the Snake Eyes figure, a standard release one. It most likely won't come with as much, like I'm pretty sure it won't. But let's start off with the weapons that he does have here. We get a little knife in this little sheath like that, so that's really cool. Just a simple black. There's not a whole ton of paint on his weapons, so it's pretty simple, and you can holster it in there and hold it in his hands really, really nicely. We got a pistol on this side, which is really cool. You could take this, and he has 2 trigger hands for both, or a trigger fan for each side, so that's really cool. So that's awesome. That looks really, really nice too. But if you can see this, you can actually pull this out, and this is an extended barrel or a silencer. You can actually put this on the pistol, and you have that style now. So that's really cool that it can actually be holstered in there and still put it on the gun. I think that's super awesome. Great, great details. You can take this off, and we also get his like signature like little Uzi that's like real popular with this character, and that's one of his like signature weapons in my opinion. So we get that too. That's super cool, loving that. But at the same time, you could also get that extended barrel, a little silencer, and put that on here too, so you could have it like that. That's awesome, man. That is attention to detail. I love this. They've given me so many reasons to love this figure, and things like this is definitely one of them. So I'm gonna take that off there. Okay, we also do get his backpack here. You can see the backpack looks really nice. You got his more signature sword, sculpted, painted. Got the Rush Kage logo on there. The katana looks super dope. I love that. Again, not really any paint. This is just a straight black blade. I kind of wish a little symbol right there would have been red. I think that would have been cool. So this is really nice. You can peg that onto his back like so. Just has a little hole right through that strap, and hold it on back there, and then holster the sword in the sheath like that. So that's really cool. Or you can take this off and you can actually unpeg the sword, because that just pegs into a hole like that too. And then you can just peg the sword back here by itself if you want to. If you line that up, and or you can just hold the sword just like that. Because like I've said, the backpack is a little heavy. It's a pretty solid piece, so when you actually have it on the figure, it'll throw off the balance a little bit, but it's not terrible. But it will hinder poses, so just be careful with that. So if you still want the sword on there, it's a lot lighter than the backpack, so it still gets a lot better poses and it stands a lot easier with just that. So that's really cool too. So as far as his basic weapons go, that's all we do get. We do get interchangeable hands. We got the two trigger finger hands like so. We also get this hand that's really fun too. You could unpeg this, just a straight peg like that, much like the Lightning Collection figures. So you can put this one on like so right there, and this one has a little throwing star, a little ninja star, or shuriken, however you want to call it. So that one's like molded in the hand. I think that's super cool too, so I love that a lot. Take that off, put this one back on. That I just want to be very careful. I don't want to break any of those hands. But then we also, for the other side, we do get like a more karate chopping hand, which is really cool too. But you see it has like little claws inside the hand right there. I think that's super dope. I mean, love that, man. That is super nice. They killed it with this pit. Oh, I'm so happy. I don't even know how to express how happy I am. I really am stoked about this. Okay, so as far as his basic accessories go, that's all we do get. But since this is the deluxe figure, we get this bad boy right here. Now this is the bonus that we get for it being a deluxe figure. We get this really cool stand. You got the little wolves on the sides like this really awesome symbol right here, like these gods fighting or whatever they might be doing. I'm not sure who these are. If you guys know who these particular characters are, these gods are, feel free to let me know. All of this is sculpted. This just looks like it's like ivory almost. I love that a lot. But if you turn it around to this side, we have a weapons rack. And I love how the sections of the weapons rack like that make the logo. I think that is super dope. And you can see all the black etching in the back. I just think it's so dope, man. So if you rack this thing up, put all the weapons on there, I think it looks super awesome. I definitely want to display this with that rack just fully loaded. I just think it's so cool that they even gave us thing, and this adds for a really cool display piece. So what I'm hoping in the future for a deluxe Storm Shadow, we get something similar to this, but just for Storm Shadow in his style. I think that would be incredible, man. So fingers crossed for that, because that would be so freaking dope. Now, all the weapons that we do get, for the bonus one, we get this really cool double-bladed staff like that. Again, all of these are simple black, no real paint on these, so they're pretty simple, but they all look really nice, and you'll see pictures with all these weapons later on, but that's super awesome. We get this more like ninja sword right here, done in black. That looks really good too. By sculpting on the handle, that looks really cool. We get this three-handed sword. I think that's super awesome. Again, all black with that really long handle. You see more wrapped. I think that's really killer, man. Loving that. We also do get two sides, so that's really cool too. I have actually been having fun, putting these sides with like a Marvel Legends Deadpool. Because, you know, Deadpool uses a lot of these weapons too. So if you have any of the Deadpools, you could pretty much grip these weapons with that too if you wanted to, and you could use a lot of these weapons for him since he's a ninja too and uses a lot of that kind of stuff too. So that's an option for you with the extra weapons if you wanted to do so. We also do get these little sickles. These are pretty awesome too. We got 2 of those. Those look a little more tactical, which I think is awesome, but great sculpt on those. All simple black, so I love the fact you get 2 of those. And then lastly, we get these 2 little hatchets. I think these are awesome little accessories. I love these designs. Those look killer, man. The handle, the shape of the blade, the little circle and the a handle right there to tie ropes to and things like that. So whatever you want to do, I think these came out great, man. So he holds everything for the most part pretty tightly. I can see how some of these things might be a little loose, like see, that's not as tight as it could be, but it's not going to go nowhere. It's not going to fall off or flying around. It's not too floppy. So everything he holds in there, I think he holds it fairly well. Put his sword in right here like that, get that on there, and oh my god, look at this, dude. This is so cool, man. I am loving every little bit of this figure so much. Okay, so now let's check out his articulation, because you can tell Hasbro is really trying to do some things here. A lot of new things, a lot of good things. So let's see how it works, and I'll go by what I'm talking about with each little piece here. So the head and the neck are on ball joints, so you can see how they roll around like so. We do get left and right. We got a hinge joint in there, looks all the way up with that neck peg too, goes all the way down that far, so you can see the chin to chest like that. And then we do pivot side to side like that with the neck, so we get 2 ball pegs in there, which is something I think we've never really seen with Hasbro. I could be wrong, but that's fairly new. We got it on full 360 like so, up and out that far. We do get to see a little bit of a butterfly joint in there. Again, we don't see that too often. We do rotate at the bicep. We got double jointed elbows. We get rotation at the wrist as well as hinges at the wrist. We get an ab crunch, crunches forward that far and back that much. But we also get a ball peg in the lower torso, so that rolls around very nicely, does turn left and right at the waist, pivot side to side, and with that crunching forward all the way like so, all the way back. I mean, look how far this guy can bend back. That's insane, dude. That is crazy. We got hip joints that kick forward about that much, but what you can see here, you can actually pull down on that joint like that, so you can pick it up and kick up and out even more so you can get some really nice high kicks. That's super cool too. You could tell, man, that Hasbro's trying to go all out and up the ante with these G.I. Joe figs, and I'm all about it, dude. We got rotation in the upper thigh. We got double jointed knees that are super tight, and they hold really well, almost kick himself in his own butt, so that works out really good too. We got rotation at the boot. We got angles go up, down, and a very killer ankle rocker. So, man, this guy is definitely a dream figure, something that I've just always dreamt about having. I am super stoked to add it to the collection. Again, this is one thing I said, I've been saying it for years. I grew up on G.I. Joe figures. I've loved them so long. But if I ever got back into collecting Joes, it was going to be because they are 6-inch action figures, which is my favorite collector scale. And they finally did it, man. I know this is something a lot of us collectors have been talking about for a very long time. And Hasbro, in my opinion, absolutely killed it. I am so hyped for their other characters. They've got one that Wave 1. I know they just revealed Destro. I'm super happy about that. I like the designs that we're getting. I know some people don't, but I really do. But dude, look at this thing. This is so freaking rad, man. I'm so happy with it. So thank you, Hasbro, because I think you guys did an amazing job. So for a quick size comparison, here he is standing next to a Marvel Legends Deadpool and NECA Batman figures. Also for comparison, here he is standing next to a Star Wars The Black Series Kylo Ren and 1000 Toys Dante. And for even more comparison, here he is standing next to a Mezco 112 Collective Stealth Gomez and Lightning Collection Lord Draken. And for your Snake Eyes comparison, here he is standing next to a 3 3/4 inch Snake Eyes figure. And just for fun, Here he is standing next to a little Lego Bat Bomb. So there it is, guys, my review of the G.I. Joe Classified Series Deluxe Snake Eyes. Now, man, I am super impressed with this action figure, and again, this is something I've been saying I've been dying to collect for so long, and I think Hasbro hit a home run with this piece. I absolutely love Snake Eyes, and I think the design overall, mishmashing a bunch of different designs over the years and making this really cool action figure is insane. I love all the weapons that we get. They are super well done. That display weapons rack is incredible. The sculpt is really cool. The paint is so clean, and there's a lot more of it than I thought there was going to be, and you can really tell they are working on the articulation for their figures. He is incredible, man. I cannot describe how much I absolutely love him, even though I'm trying really hard to. This figure alone gets me excited for all the future G.I. Joe figures, and I cannot wait to add many more to my collection. So please comment, like, and subscribe. Stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.